Bienvenidos a todos, welcome everybody. Saben que siempre hacemos un Spanglish para aquellos que no hablan español. Así que muchas gracias. Aquí siempre la familia Gaviña siempre nos abre los brazos, es algo increíble. Tenemos hoy como maestro de ceremonia a Sergio Díaz, el chief de policía de Riverside. Así que pórtense bien, ¿no? Están mal, que es un Pedro Pan, ¿ok? Lo primero que vamos a hacer esto un poquito distinto. Primero vamos a darle bendición y le voy a pedir al padre Tony Martí, que nos empiece. Y de ahí Sergio es el que va a tomar la batuta, ¿ok? Sergio is going to be the one doing the MC, ¿ok? Thank you.
Buenas tardes. Y me pidieron que hiciera la oración en español, so those who are not fluent in Spanish, please, you will get a blessing anyhow. So, thank you for being here. En nombre del Padre, y del Hijo, y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Dios Padre, te damos gracias por esta reunión esta tarde. Te damos gracias por los Gaviñas, por su generosidad y por todos aquellos que han organizado nuevamente esta reunión que tenemos todos los años. Este año pedimos no solamente por nosotros, sino también por aquellos que están enfermos, quizás algunos de ellos en el hospital, y también por aquellos que han ido al Señor y que no están con nosotros este año más. Ellos están rezando por nosotros ahorita. Te damos gracias, Señor, por todas las bondades y todas las cosas que recibimos de ti todos los años y en todos los días. Te damos gracias por nuestra comunidad, por el esfuerzo que hacen siempre de progresar, del amor que muestran por cada uno, de uno al otro, por sus hijos, y damos gracias por este país que nos ha dado tanto, los Estados Unidos. Te pedimos que bendigas a este país, que haga paz en el mundo y que nos bendigas a todos. Y la comida que vamos a recibir en unos momentos, en nombre de Jesucristo nuestro Señor. Amén. En nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Ok, Mr. Chief. Y también los que preparan la comida. Gracias.
Buenas tardes. Gracias a todos por asistir hoy. Queremos darle sobre todo las gracias a la familia Gaviña, que están con nosotros, Paco, Pedro, José y doctor, también su familia entera. Este es el 8º año que hacemos esta reunión, y en cada ocasión la familia Gaviña, con mucha generosidad y sin pensar dos veces, nos han abierto las puertas a su rancho más bello. Welcome everyone, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to welcome everyone here. This is the 8th such gathering that we've had at the Gaviña Ranch, and we're very grateful to the entire Gaviña family for opening up the ranch as each year. We've asked to have this reunion at the ranch, and without hesitation and with a great deal of generosity, they've always opened up the doors to us. So thanks to them and of course to the cooks. Muchas gracias a todos y a todos los cocineros por la preparación de la comida. Como indicó el padre Martín, la razón por la cual nos reunimos es porque pensamos que es importante que los Pedro Pan, cuando menos una vez al año, siempre que sea posible más, pero que nos podamos reunir en una ocasión como esta, gozar de la compañía de personas similares, en similares situaciones, y siempre es una oportunidad para recordar a nuestros papás que sacrificaron tanto por sacarnos de Cuba en ese momento tan difícil y hacernos llegar al país. También es ocasión, como dice el padre, para recordar la gran deuda que le debemos a este país tan generoso que nos dio los hijos en nuestra hora de necesidad. We gather here for reasons. Is this better? Okay, we gather here to enjoy the fellowship of other Peter Pans and to compare notes at least once a year, and also to show the gratitude that we have for our parents, both those who've already gone to the Lord and those of us who are lucky enough to still have our parents with us are very grateful for that. So it's a great opportunity for us to thank our parents who made such a sacrifice to get us out of Cuba at a very difficult time and to get us to this great nation. And we also take this opportunity always to thank this great nation which opened its arms to us and with such generosity took us in and helped us achieve what we've been able to and help us to replicate our own families. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Arturo Bueno, who's going to have some acknowledgments of some of the individuals and companies that make this day possible.
No, por favor, ahora le damos el micrófono primero a la familia Gaviña, José, Pedro, José, después yo, usted al final.
Buenas tardes, good afternoon. I just want to say that we thank you very much for coming down here and having a great time, and thank you to all the Pedro parents. I was not one of them. We were lucky enough that we came with our parents, but we love you all. We had a lot of friends in high school that were Pedro parents, and this is your day today. Thank you very much for coming.
Buenas tardes. Ya José le dijo lo mismo que voy a decir yo, ¿no? Nuestra casa es la casa de ustedes. Disfruten la tarde y que pasen un buen tiempo con nosotros aquí. Ahorita vamos a comer, así que Tony que se prepare, ¿eh?
Ya obviamente queremos darle las gracias, esto es en alfabética orden, a Cacique Cheese, el queso de cacique que lo tenemos, a Chef Merito, que es formidable, que ustedes no saben el Chef Merito. El Real Food, los Carnes Market, toda la carne y todos los chicharrones que tienen aquí, de ellos, la familia Gaviña, por supuesto. ¿Qué podemos? Si no fuera por la Gaviña, para la familia Gaviña no hubiera aquí nada. G's Baker, ¿está Robertico por aquí? ¿Robertico? Ah, no, metí la pata. G's Baker es Aparicio. Ay, Dios mío. El mercado latino, Corto Baker, Rosita Baker, Robertico, perdona, Robertico. Rosita Baker, está allá atrás, despachando la comida. Y si usted hubiera sido posible, por supuesto, Tony, por favor, Tony, ahí está levantando la mano, Tony es un businessman que viene aquí a cocinar. Si no fuera por él, aquí no sé qué hubiera pasado. El equipo de Tony, por supuesto, que está allá adentro. Y la señora decía, ok, yo creo que con esto acabamos ya. Vamos a una presentación. Oye, me estoy fuera de schedule. Estoy nervioso. Oye, una pequeña presentación que le vamos a hacer a la familia Gaviña, a José, a Pedro. Y ahí Estela, tú vas a dar los libros ahora, ¿verdad? Exactamente. Leonor Gaviña no se encuentra presente aquí en este momento, pero está en nuestro corazón. Ahora va a ser el big, una cosa muy importante. Ahora nos vamos a la octava palma, allá en la puerta, los Pedro Pan, por favor. No, yo sé cuando se acabe. Ya acabamos, ¿verdad? Mira, ahora, cuando me digan que ya acabamos esta función aquí, vamos todos los Pedro Pan enfrente de la palma a tirar una foto y la comida está a punto de empezar ya. De nuevo, todos los Pedro Pan. Ay, los Pedro Panes nuevos, no van a buscar. Perdona, los Pedro Panes nuevos. Oye, estoy fuera, pero toma. No me llama.
Oye, Enrique, si le vuelves a echar un porro en el traganí de este hombre te mato, ¿ok? Okay, this is...
Los años no pasan por gusto.
Okay, this is a very special time for us here. I'm gonna call up some of the Pedro Pans who are coming here for the first time, and they're gonna introduce themselves to us as Pedro Pan and also to everybody here. So I'm gonna call their name. When I call your name, please come up here, and then you know what's gonna happen. Okay, so here we go. Okay, Gladys Chubak, Fred Beato, Andrés L. García, Alberto Jiménez, Luis Chuch, Neves Ryan, Carmen Zamora y Miguel Oliver. Por favor, vengan acá. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Spanish now for just a minute. Es verdad que todo lo que nosotros hacemos aquí y todo lo que celebramos no lo pudiéramos hacer, como han dicho, si no fuera por los padres de nosotros. Entonces, en este momento quisiera reconocer a algunos padres Pedro Panes que están aquí con nosotros y quisiera que cuando los llamen, por favor se pongan de pie y esperen para darle un buen aplauso a todo el mundo, ¿ok? Entonces, está Leonor González, Mercedes Cruz, Amelia Beato, la doctora Dulce Martínez, Yolanda Tayón, Perico y Emily Díaz, y la señora, la mamá de Vita Fantes, que se me olvidó el nombre, estoy en alemán también. Quisiera reconocernos a todos los padres y por favor, se pueden decir un dar un buen aplauso por la fortaleza que tuvieron y el sacrificio que hicieron en mandarnos a nosotros a este país. Si hay alguna otra mamá o padre que no lo ha mencionado, por favor, que se ponga de pie también. Ok, entonces ahora quiero a los Pedro Panes nuevos y en fila. Come on, guys, come on, right up here. Okay, here we go. Okay, Fred Beato. Okay.
I came to America March 10th, 1962. Fortunate to go straight to my aunt and uncle's house. Then we lived in Florida 1965. Then we migrated to California, and I've been here ever since. I have a beautiful American wife, Republican. I have, let's see, two children. She's from the Midwest, so that's good. Ohio. Two beautiful children and 3 beautiful grandkids, and I still have my beautiful mom that sent me to freedom. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. First, thank you to the Gaviña for a lovely evening. And we're taking a lot of privilege to be here. But actually, it's not us, the one we deserve the applause. It's our mothers. I was in Mataconia in March '62. I have the privilege to be one of the few that did not stay there. I decided to, one day on a trip to the park, I left the bus and never come back. And I enlisted in the U.S. Army, which is probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. I came to California. I got married, got divorced. And now I'm married to a wonderful, wonderful. Hi, Monica. Thank you all for letting me be here.
Okay, Andrés Garcia.
Good afternoon. My name is Andrés Garcia Fernandez. I arrived in Miami May 26, 1962. I remember it was a Saturday. I arrived with my sister Amparo Garcia Fernandez. She was 8 years old. I was almost 13. I went to Camp Matacumbi. She went to Florida City. Our parents were turned back at Jose Marti Airport 3 times before we were finally able to join them when they arrived in a ship that had gone to Cuba to deliver the exchange for the patriots of Bahia de Cochinos. And when they arrived, I had grown excessively during that time, for 12, 13, 14. And when we saw them, I couldn't recognize them. They looked so stumpy and short because I had grown so much. Eventually, we reunited in Miami, and the Presbyterian Church sponsored us to San Francisco, California, and that's how we got to California. My greatest pride is certainly to be Cuban. And to be a Pedro Pan, because Pedro Pan, we were an an army of almost 15,000 children. Not a military army, but an army of conscience. Our presence was a statement by our parents and our culture that we were not born to live in other than in freedom. And for that, I will always be thankful to my parents, to Father Walsh, who organized the Pedro Pan program. And I leave you with the thoughts of our apostle of liberty, Jose Martí, who once said, el ser cubano es más que ser negro, es más que ser blanco, es más que ser mulato. Dígase cubano y se aclaman todos los derechos. May God bless our beautiful island and each and every one of us. Okay, Luis Juch.
Hi, my name is Luis Juch, and I also go by Joe Luch. I have an anniversary coming up, October the 8th. It's going to be my anniversary. I arrived October 8th, 1961, and I was picked up by one priest and a couple of people that work at the Kendall. And I spent 6 weeks at the Kendall, turned down 2 scholarships. If you were there, you have to remember what that was. That was a foster care placement. And all the kids were looking at the map because you had these pins, and everybody was looking when they offered to you Nebraska. Everybody went to the map and they go, there's no beach in Nebraska. and that was, the favorite states were New Jersey, New York, California, and Florida. Florida was a high price if you got to stay there. And we got $1 or a toy per week. And that dollar, most of the guys would take the dollar. I had a sister. I told her to take the toy. But with that dollar, I would call everybody and anybody that I could think of in Miami to get me out of here. And that was a ritual. Another ritual that we used to do was everywhere we went, they took us in a yellow bus, school bus. And we were singing La Virgencita de la Caridad. So when we were going to church, it was La Virgencita de la Caridad. When we were going to the beach, it was La Virgencita de la Caridad. I never forget that time. I was very lucky that my uncle came from New York, and he picked me up. And we moved to New York and then back to Florida. Because of the missile crisis, we thought we were going back to Cuba. So that's when we went back to Florida. In '64, we relocated to California. I was married for 32 years. I'm a widower. And I went to SC, I got my master's. And the memories are wonderful. And one memory I'll never forget because this gentleman here just reminded me. He asked me, the people here would like to know how you got to be here. And when I was dating in high school, we went to the, I'm a bit nervous now, but the park, what's the park? Not Disneyland.
Griffith Park? Griffith.
Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm, next to it, there used to be an alligator farm. And when I went to the alligator farm, there was a Cuban alligator. With a little label. And my question to the alligator, how did you get here? I want to thank the family, the Gaviña family. I met them at the Baile Manzanillero, but that was a long time ago. I have my wife there. Thank you for the hospitality. Thank all of you. Thank you for just being you. I really mean it. When you go to a group of Cubans that you have a common bondage, it shows. And I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Okay, next, Alberto Jimenez.
I came from being a senior in high school in Belém, and I arrived in April of 1961. I lived in Brickell Avenue, a very high-class place in Miami, in a house with about 12 of us, teenagers. I finished high school on June and got a scholarship to go to Oklahoma. I didn't look at the map. I did a freshman in college in Oklahoma. Then I became 18, and I was told, when you're 18, you're on your own. We have plenty of kids to take care of. So I moved to Wichita, Kansas, where there was a municipal university that had good jobs. Lots of good jobs in Wichita. There I married, and to make a long story short, we have 4 daughters, 5 grandchildren now, and retired in June.
Yeah.
And thanks to my wife, we just visited Cuba for the first time. I know many of you will have crazy thoughts of that. So we just got back from Cuba in the first 2 weeks of August, and with 2 cousins that I still have there. And thanks to my wife, I would have not gone. And if you haven't been there, Cuba is changing, not fast enough, according to my cousins, but it is changing. People own their homes now, and believe it or not, because the government can't maintain them. So they said, okay, you own them, so you maintain them. And people are starting businesses, which is unbelievable. So it's still pretty a dictatorship, very controlled, all the news, but it is changing, albeit very slow. And I was happy to see it. Thank you for having us all get here together. It's really wonderful.
All the way from Miami, Florida, Carmen Zamora.
Hi, my name is Carmen Zamora. I came to the United States on March 16, 1962. I went to Florida City Camp, and from there I was relocated to San Antonio, Texas, where, yay! where I had the good fortune to meet 40 of the most amazing girls that you had ever met. We forged a friendship, an hermandad that has not failed. After 52 years, we still keep in touch, we still get together, we still see each other. And I left from New Jersey in 1966, where my son was born. He is 46 years old. My grandson is 23. He used to live with us in Miami, but now he won a scholarship to Stony Brook University in Long Island, so I miss him terribly. But, and that's the funny, I used to work at a Spanish bank, International Spanish Bank, for 23 years. I'm retired now. And living la vida loca. And I want to thank the Gaviña family for having us here. And God bless us all. Thank you very much.
Okay, now, this young lady, and I emphasize young, esta niña, como ustedes saben, the Pedro Pans, we were all ages, from very, very small to 15, 16. Well, this young lady was 3 years old when she came to this country. So, without further ado,
Thank you. It's very special. I was 3 years old. My dad was private chauffeur and bodyguard for Batista. And so when the turmoil happened and they took over, he knew he needed to get Wheelie, my older brother, out of the country because he feared he would be shipped to Russia for communist camp. And he knew he needed to get me out as quick as possible. So my mom's sister and husband had already left Cuba because they were able to travel, and her parents had left. So Wheelie was sent to the United States, to Florida, in March of '62, and then I came first week of April of '62. Since my godparents were already here, Mommy's sister, Wheelie, was greeted by them, and then they picked me up from Florida City. So we were very, very blessed to at least have family here. But my dad, he took a risk. He was working the sugar canes because he was in prison. He wouldn't become communist. He was working the sugar cane fields, and he had made arrangements to pay for our escape. And so they had told him, when everybody boards the bus to go back to the prison, you're all on your own, which means he risked being executed. But but he knew that he needed to do that for us. So he went to change clothes, and he went through the embassy, and they went through to board the plane, and Mommy said that the lady was so mesmerized by me that instead of checking me, examining me, make sure I didn't have anything, she just lifted my blouse up, and Mommy forgot my gold chain, and she thought that would cause attention, which then caused attention. My dad was not on that bus. And so she said the lady lifted it up, and she said, "Que niña más linda, una muñequita." What a beautiful girl, like a little doll. And she put my blouse back down, and she said, you know, "God bless you," and handed it back to Mommy. Mommy said she was shaking. And once they were in the air, the steward said, the attendant, "You are now all free. You can just relax." Everybody broke up crying in the plane. So I've been very, very blessed. My parents have misfortune, they have passed, but they're my guardian angels, my brothers. And I've been with my husband for 32 and a half years, happily married, together 36 years. We have 3 lovely daughters, all married. We have a 5-month-old grandson, and I have a 2.5-year-old grandson. So soy abuelita y abuelitos, grandma and grandpas. So again, thank you. I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you.
Okay, I have a special thing. This person who is here, who wrote a book, is called Stealing Castro's Daughter, Lee Brooks. Where is he? I don't know. He went to Cuba just to visit Cuba. He fell in love without knowing that he fell in love with this beautiful girl that was teaching in Havana. And he saw the conditions that she was living in, how much the freedom was being taken away from the Cubans, that his intention was to take her out and bring her to freedom. It took him about 2 years of his travels, and they're all recorded here in his book. It's an excellent reading, full of romance, full of adventures. He even was I don't want to take too much from the book, but I mean, I couldn't put the book down. It was so good. And he's here with his wife, and they have a son that is about 3 years old. So, Lee, if you can, I don't know where Lee, he may be with it. Oh, there he is. There's Lee. And his wife, Ariane. So, this is a good story. It's from a point of view of an American, and it really brings out the truth of how much the Cubans are under pressure in Cuba. And the tourists are getting all the good things, but the Cuban people are being denied of the most basic things in life. So I hope that you will look it up. Thanks.
Bueno, ahora por favor, todos los pedopanes enfrente de la palma. Por favor, todos los pedopanes enfrente de la palma. Ahora tenemos que salir. No, enfrente de la palma. La palma está a la entrada, en un lugar.
Esto es una foto para allá.
¿Qué tú quieres? Oh, tú le dices, take a picture. What? Ay, ¿qué te puedo decir? No puedo. Elisa, no te preocupes. Estoy en todo el pedopan. Ahí a la entrada está la palma. Todos padres. Una fotografía con los pedopanes nuevos. ¿Ok? Ok, por favor, todos los pedopanes